You're watching live now. I'm Austin Westfall. We're getting some breaking news in. We're hearing that the Supreme Court is granting the Trump administration's emergency appeal to temporarily block a court order to fully fund SNAP food aid payments during the government shutdown.
That was crazy.
We're hearing from the Associated Press that a judge had given the Republican administration until Friday to make the payments through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. But the administration asked an appeals court to suspend any court orders requiring it to spend more money than is available in a contingency fund, and instead allow it to continue with planned partial SNAP payments for the month. After a Boston appeals court declined to immediately intervene, Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson issued an order late tonight pausing the requirement to distribute full SNAP payments until the appeals court rules on whether to issue a more lasting pause. Jackson handles emergency matters from Massachusetts. Her order will remain in place until 48 hours after the appeals court rules, giving the administration time to return to the Supreme Court if the appeals court refuses to step in. The food program does serve about 1 in 8 Americans, mostly with lower incomes. Officials in more than half a dozen states have confirmed that some SNAP recipients already were issued full November payments on Friday. But Jackson's order could prevent other states from initiating the payments. This is something that we're going to continue to track over the weekend. Again, we're hearing from the Associated Press that Jackson's order will remain in place until 48 hours after the appeals court rules. This gives the Trump administration time to return to SCOTUS if the appeals court refuses to step in. The AP, by the way.
So are y'all understanding what that's saying? So basically, you have federal judges, right, which are like the enforcers for the president. Is forcing the president to do something, right? But if the president don't like it, he can sue for an appeal. But then the appeal court judges aren't really replying because the federal judges said you got to have it by Friday. But since the appeal court judges aren't answering, I guess the Supreme Court justices, or Justice just one Johnson, I forgot her real name, her full name, but they just appealed it and says, well, the order is paused until the appeal court can reply. Because imagine that somebody's telling you to spend your contingency fund on something else and you disagree with it. So you ask the appeal court to look at it, and the appeal court's taking its time. But the federal judge originally told him, you got till Friday. You asked the appeal court don't want to answer. If they can't answer by this date, which you're supposed to put all your money towards this, paying these people snaps when you don't even possess that type of money to even give it to them. So they're telling you to pay shit that you don't have because obviously they don't know the number, right? And they ain't got the money. So then you got to damn near get the big mother, father, grandfather involved, which is like the Supreme Court, which is telling them like, nah, bro, y'all going to have to wait until they get an order from him, and then y'all can enforce that or try to enforce it. And if he's against it, then go back to do the whole process. So the Supreme Court is the people that kind of like, they really the head honchos of the shit. Like, they the president for real. They the ones running shit. They don't really run shit, but they try to keep order and stuff. And they got lifetime positions. If you was going to run part of the government, you probably want to be a Supreme Court justice. Facts. They're the ones where you want to be at. Like if you want to put me at the high stake, Supreme Court justice, bro. Yes. But the problem in this state is that like they basically trying to force Trump to pay this money from a contingency fund that's used for other emergencies. But it's because of this, the government shut down. If the government wasn't shut down, like a vote away, then these people can eat. So then, like, I guess somehow you got to put the money back into the contingency fund if you do. But at the end of the day, it's like now the Supreme Court got to get involved because y'all just like viciously, attacking the president. It has nothing to do with like your views for it. It's like, well, you should be paying these people. You got the money, pay them. It's like, but, I don't have all the money. You know what I'm saying? So the Supreme Court got to get involved and be like, nah, this is how we doing it. And it's just, that's law, straight up. Because whatever the Supreme Court says at the end is actually what's going to go through type shit. Yeah. All right, let me continue.
Saying that the court has been wrangling prolonged weeks of uncertainty for Americans with lower incomes. One person can receive a monthly maximum food benefit of nearly $300. A family of four can get up to nearly $1,000, although many receive less than that under a formula that takes into consideration their income. For some SNAP participants, a lot remains unclear. So we'll continue to report on this as the weekend progresses and as we head into early next week.
All right, there we got it right there, folks. There you have it. Because that's just what it is. Your boy ain't got to pay right now. It's paused based on Supreme Court judgment. That's what you got to say. Because what they do, they just trying to attack the man. They like, well, now that we're poor, or now that they don't have food, really they should really be forcing people to pay the government employees. But they're so focused or gun-holed on feeding the SNAP beneficiaries. But they do need it too. It's just the fact that like this is all happening because y'all close the government over us budgeting the country, and y'all want to fund shit, and y'all having like a sissy fit. So y'all holding the government hostage. This is why you got to have your own reserve. Like you got to. I hope this is a learning lesson to everybody. This is. I keep saying this. Hope this is a learning lesson for everybody not to put your full strength and protection and trust inside the government. Because if they happen to just shut down, bro, your assets are just like screwed temporarily, and then it can leave an everlasting effect on you and a stain on your credit and all this stuff like that. Yes, you could call these people, but I'm gonna be honest, most people aren't educated to call their credit card companies, car loan companies, like, I need an extension. Hopefully they're good people and they'll let you get that, you know what I'm saying? And care about that type of stuff. Other people, they're like, well, we don't care. We're gonna leave a bad credit report in your shit for being late. You can't have that, bro. Your credit definitely from you working in the government thinking that you was safe. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you diversify your portfolio and actually get a lot of money and be successful, because this shouldn't have to happen to you or anybody else. So if you are smart, this won't happen to you again. Even if you are going to work for the government, there's nothing wrong with working with the government. It's usually verified funds when you work for the government. But now in this instance, they can not pay you. So it happens. That being said, when it does happen, be focused on some other shit. Be focused on how this money can come in regardless. Like, how's my money recession proof for the people that ain't suffering, that still spending money? How do I still get money from them? And that's how you got to function. I feel like that's just me personally. It's your boy AngeloSavage. Tell me what y'all think about that in the comment section. I think Trump, they temporarily blocked it, bro. Until then, get this shit done. You know what I mean? So like Supreme Court justices said what they said. They're going to go with that. So y'all stay focused. It's your boy AngeloSavage. Tell me what you think about that in the comment section. Let's go. Peace.